Thank you for joining live. I am Stephen Jassid, author, writer of T.T.W.U, Understanding Oneself. And I'm just was sitting here looking at a video with Dr. Royce Watkins. And I kind of wanted to back him up as far as, want to back him up as far as what he's talking about because a lot of people aren't understanding how important economics is and how our economic standards needs to upgrade, so to speak. So what I just want to piggyback on is that we can upgrade our look, we can upgrade our telephones, we can upgrade all this that's around us, but we fail to upgrade our thinking and we fail to upgrade our knowledge and the understanding of what's going on economically. We are the group of people that is failing economically because we fail to understand that when you want to get ahead and when you are working towards something, uh, understanding economics is so important. How money is generated, uh, how we need to back each other up from my hands to your hands as far as money is transferred. We are the group of people that we don't work with each other as far as transferring money from one hand to the next hand, and that is what basic economic is. Now, as Dr. Watkins was saying, every group of people has their own sort of say territory. You got Chinatown, you got your Polish town, your Hispanics got their area. But if you look where the majority of African Americans where they're placed is what we call ghettos. And not only that, the area in which they given to us, I suppose, is that what you want to look at it? It's nasty. It's run down. It's patrolled by law enforcement that really don't care about the standards, and that's only because look at the standards that that community is in. You see, if we're in these communities, and even if we call them ghettos, right, and even if that's designed for us, right, why are we the only group of people that does not we don't take care of our area? We see people literally throwing trash outside, literally. And even though we see people throwing out, we don't say anything. We don't pick it up. You see, because that's what a community is. Even though the other person is doing something that isn't the correct standards as far as caring for the environment, then we don't say anything. And on top of that, we don't even I pick up garbage every day within the community that I'm in. Even though the stigma is that, oh, where he's at, it's run down, it's look like this. Another thing we need to stop doing is judging people by where they're at, because the biggest ideas come from the places that are in that has the lower standards, because you have so many people that's literally trying to get out. So you have all these ideas and these great ideas that come about, and when a person know who they are and they don't let the outside define them and dictate who they are, right? And they act upon those ideas, it literally propels them into a different reality. And the ones that are stuck and does not have a desire to get out, then they look and they say, oh wow, he made it out. And they always say that to the person that does something with themselves and that knows who they are and does want to make a contribution to society. They always say, oh, they got out. Why are we saying they got out? Because we know that the environment that we're in, the ghettos or low impact communities, we know that the standards are low. And even if the standards are low, how come we are not trying to clean it up ourselves if we're there? So we're there and we're not trying to clean it up. What does that say about you, the person that's there? You see, why are we not educating each other about better standards because you, the person, don't have higher standards. See, if I'm in a community, you are what you eat. You are what you're a part of. You are the environment. But if you know that the environment has a negative connotation to who you are, then your job is to make the change within yourself, of course, and then that change with yourself spreads out to the community. But if we're sitting here not saying anything, just stuck in our own ways, always talking about something and never want to commit actions on what you're always talking about, that means it's like you're just doing all this bark and no bite. You know, a lot of times we do all this talking, but no action. And the action to what we see, even in these communities now, is who are you? I'm somebody. I can do this, that, and the other. See, we need to move past that. Oh, they don't like me because I'm black. You see, or it's racist. As long as you are thinking in a negative way, that's always going to be your reality. So if you think that a person is racist or do not like you for who and what you are, well, what are you doing? Are you making an impact on your life or the community? If you're living your way or living your life as if you do not care, why would a person care about you in a way, so to speak? You have to have a divine purpose. We're all here on this planet, but yet we're here as if we have no purpose. You mean to tell me, as far as birth is concerned, all those sperms, billions of sperms, but it takes one to reach that egg. So it's like a race. And we've seen these in these movies, and it's all scientific. So we're racing to get to that egg, meaning you are the greatest, you are the strongest out of all those eggs. Not to say that all those other eggs are weak, because you are all in that race, but you are the person that made it here. You are the person that got here. So why would you get here being the strongest at that time seed, come upon this earth and feel that you're less than when you defeated all those other sperm counts to get to that egg? You see, this is the kind of thinking that we need to have. Stop letting the outside dictate your mind state and who you are. We got to understand the science of everything to a certain degree. The science of who you are, your mind, your body, your heart, your digestive system. You see, you can't be a part of this earth and then fail to realize, what am I about? What am I here to do? See, we're all trying to sit here and say, what is God? What is this? What is that? But we're searching on the outside looking for answers instead of going on the inside looking for answers. You plant a seed inside the ground and it stays there until it blossoms. Everything has this nature way. You plant it and it grows. And we need to operate in that way. We're operating backwards. We're receiving outside in instead of inside out. And we really need to get it. We got to get it together. Why are we the only group of people that's still having a hard time? It doesn't matter what your political stance is. It doesn't matter what your religious stance is. What does matter is what you want to give to this society. What difference do you want to make towards this society? And that's what it's about. And when you want to make that difference towards society, that means what? You're making a difference with your life. So you got to understand what you're here for. A lot of people, we don't know what we're here for. We feel like we're living in lack. We feel like there isn't enough. How many years did you go by through this negative perpetual thinking habits? Think about it. How many years have you been thinking negative? how much your negative thinking outweighs your positive thinking. Think about this, because whatever has the strongest impact on your life is what's going to reflect within your life. Whatever you give all your focus attention to, that expands upon that. That expands in your life. When you're playing a video game and you put all your focus and attention, you nothing on the outside matters. It's inside. Oh my gosh, I'm paying my focus and attention to that. And you conquer the board. When we're playing all these games and interacting with all these video games, we have all this focus and attention to conquer what we're doing. And that's in a video game. Well, how come we are not looking at reality kind of in the same way? We got to learn from our past. We got to learn from everything that's around us. Stop fighting the obvious. We got to understand simple economics. It's the only way to get ahead. And that's learning how to start a business up. It's understanding fundamentals of the economic system, economic structure, because that's the way how to build a society up, transforming the community. But what position do you have, you see, is what it is. Are you putting information out there for us to get ahead? Are you becoming a business owner? Like, what difference are you having? What impact are you having? Because in order to have a strong community, each and every person within the community has a directive order. That's what following your passion is. You no longer look at it as work. You look at it as fun and play. I love doing this because you're having an impact on not only yourself, excuse me, but on everybody else around you. When you have an impact on everybody else around you in a positive way, everybody grows. How are we looking at growth? The universe, growth. Even Earth is still expanding. Everything's expanding, but our knowledge, we're thinking prehistoric. We can see the future, but don't want to enact on that. And instead, we enact on the past. They're racist. They don't like you. We see the past for what it was, but let's move forward. Let's move beyond that. And we get mad at Kanye West for saying what he says. You see, because we fail to realize what certain things have an impact on. We know what low income is, and we know what the link and all that government assistance is. We know that it's designed for the ones who can't really get ahead. So you use it to get ahead, but you don't stay dependent on that. So I see that. My mother was on WIC and food stamps. I started out on that, but you don't stay there. You use it for the design that it has, not for dependence, but for a way to get ahead. That's it. Just use it for a way to get ahead. And you grow from that. You move beyond that. So thank you for this. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to do something better, something more. And then you let the other people, and you teach the other people how it's done. You don't sit here and get ahead and leave everybody else behind. You show them if they're willing to listen. Only if they're willing to listen. They're not willing to listen, then you move past it. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't say, hey, drink it. And that's what we all should be doing. Looking at our community, wanting to make a change. Who am I? This doesn't define who I am. Everybody else can sit here and have a good-looking community, and we're the only people that has ghettos. And it's everywhere, in every state. So when are we as a people going to look at ourselves and say, hey, this is hypocrisy. So you got all these people sitting here saying, hey, you guys, we got to start doing this. We got to start doing that. This is why I started my own podcasting, because we do need more Black media. We do need more people that's going to stand up and say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Whatever community you're in. Because when something happens in that community, you got all the Channel 7s and Channel 5s, nobody that look like you in your community. So when are we going to have our own thing going on? There needs to be more people talking, spreading about in our own communities, not them coming into the communities talking about it. We need to talk about what's going on in our communities, regardless of where you're at. You see, I want to be the voice of my people. So again, we got to understand our place. Where are we going? Where are we going as a whole? Where are we going as a group of people? Because if you understand that in another 10 to 20 years, it's a wrap. So we got to hurry up and understand this. We got to understand this knowledge. And it's so simple. Why aren't our kids understanding how to own and operate a business? We're all taught to work for somebody else instead of build for self, for your generation, for your kids and their kids. You see, everybody else is building wealth, life, liberty, and pursuit of property. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. We are taught life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. We got to pursue happiness. Happiness is a choice. Once you know that, once you know I got to build, I got to brand, we are in the best times right now to build and brand. America is becoming like a third world country, sort of say. All these factories and where are the real jobs, you see. So we need to start to take advantage of what's going on right now. Understand this. It's about build and growth. We are not building and growing. When you get paid, where does your money go? Is it going on shoes, clothes, just things that you buy and dissipate from within time? How much are you saving for your passion? How much are you saving to build? We're here to build and create, not divide and destroy. So I just want to really talk about this, and you're definitely going to see more, because I love to see things like this. Dr. Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson. We got to help each other, understand one another, understand market trading, understand the economics, because we're never going to learn how to build if we don't start from step one. And step one is economics. You see, so start teaching your children that. And I understand a lot of you, well, I'm not going to teach my children that, because I understand that because you don't know how to own and start a business. So what I say is teach yourself. Learn how to grow from there. So therefore you can teach your children, because in the long run, we are aging, we're getting old, and we need to have something to pass down for our children, so our children are not depending on a workable society. Our children need to depend on working for mom and dad's company. And that's where it starts. Ownership. It's so important. So I'll just leave you with that. I am Stephen Jassid, author, writer, Tell the World, Understanding Oneself. Like, subscribe, share, and you'll definitely hear more from T.T.W.U podcasting. Thank you.